All right, guys, today's lesson is all about getting rid of that slice. Why is it you slice anyway? 85% of you are missing out to right field. Terribly frustrating. The harder you swing, the shorter you hit it. The harder you swing, the more you slice. Obviously, we're not doing things particularly well, but before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. There's a bell button next door. Click on that. You'll get a notification every time I release a new video. So what is it that good players do here, good ball strikers that do, that slicers and bad golfers do not? It really boils down to the way they deliver the golf club, guys. In particular, the change in direction, the transition. Good golfers have a transition, okay? Bad golfers do not have a transition. What that means is they get to the top of the backswing and it's a backswing and then it's a downswing. There's no real change in direction here. It's like a dance with good golfers. They load the lead leg and they keep the upper body back. That's where the magic happens, because when we keep our right hip and shoulder back, it provides room for the arms, almost like a corridor here. When we keep that lower body behind us and we keep the right shoulder behind us, you can see here, it provides a corridor for me to swing the golf club out to the right of my target. I combine that with some rotation here and get the toe of the club turning down earlier, because all of you are leaving that way too late. And I've got a draw. I'm hitting it from right to left. I'm using no effort whatsoever. It makes it really, really easy. So it's a little sequence here. It's like a progression drill. I think what we need to do is start with our pivot, what I call a hug drill. But you've got to understand the importance of creating depth in the backswing, because depth, getting turned correctly, is what gives us time to organize our downswing. We've got to create some room. If you don't get back at all, if you've got no rotation, you're not creating any room to start with. How in the world am I going to create any room back here unless I get the right side of my body, my right shoulder, my right hip, even my right knee in many respects, out of the way? I've got to create some space back here behind me so my arm's going to approach on a decent corridor. So if we do a hug drill, just put the club across your shoulders. Those of you that are struggling with mobility, what I would suggest is do two things. Flare your right toe maybe 20, 30 degrees. I do a lot of online lessons. I can't tell you how many people I see setting up to the golf ball and their right toe is turned in, just pigeon-toed over here. And it just, people are already struggling with internal hip mobility, and this isn't helping. So I see a lot of swaying here. And of course, how much rotation am I going to create if my right hip is moving to the right? I've got no chance. So take the right toe, go ahead and flare it out. The other thing I would do is go ahead and align your lower body, in particular your hips, your knees, and your feet, slightly to the right of your target. You're cheating if you do that. You're turning 10 degrees into your target. As a result, you've only got to rotate about 80 degrees to get your back in a good position where it's supposed to be, facing where you want the ball to go. So those are two really important things. So go ahead and take care of that right here. Right foot's turned out. Walk around the circle to the right. And what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that that right hip is moving behind you, guys. Incredibly important. If you feel like your left heel is going to come up, allow it to be pulled up. I've got no problem with that either. That's going to give me the correct amount of depth in my backswing where I can start to get my hands above my heel line back here, okay? If I can get my hands above my heel line, I don't have to work superficially to try and get the club coming from the inside. This is a club face opener, guys. You standing here and trying to manipulate the club behind you. If your body's coming out too early, your right arm is going to get stuck behind the crease in your shirt. You can't play golf from back here. So we're far better off creating space dynamically than we are trying to shallow the club superficially. All right, really important to understand. So what I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to get my back to the target. I can feel my right hip way more behind me. And then this is where the magic kind of happens. I'm going to stay facing you as I change direction. And I'm going to add a glide phase to my transition. You can see there, my hips, my knees, my shoulders are still pointing out to the right. That's where my intention is being focused, to the right of my target. Most of you transition spin. Your attention's focused more to the left of your target. So you're getting way too open, way too soon. So this is a wonderful drill. This hug drill is huge, okay? So we're going to go to the top of the backswing. I'm going to go ahead and glide into my lead side from face on here. You can see my back's to the target. And all I'm doing is moving across so that my left hip is moving to the outstep of my left foot. My upper body, guys, that way. I can't even tell you how important that is. Everyone is doing this. Everyone is spinning out. Once you start to delay that spin phase, what we can do is we can start to introduce the arms. You can grab the golf club. Make sure you don't have a weak grip, okay? Palm grips, club face getting wide open. That's a huge problem. Make sure the grip is placed across the fingers of your left hand, not in the palm. I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. Flare the right toe, align to the right, get my back to the target. Here's my glide phase. You can see here now my arms are starting to work down in front of me. What do you know? So now I'm creating some speed with my arms. This is important to understand because your arms control the verticals in your golf swing. It's your body that controls the horizontals. It's a combination of arms dropping and body turning. We're not looking to get to the top of the backswing and simply turn. There's no transition if you do that, okay? So what we want to do here is we want to back into the left side a little bit. We want the arms to drop as we do that. My right arm now is in front of me. I can go ahead and start to transfer some energy now into the club head. I'm not transferring energy into the club head back here. This isn't where it's happening. What I'm doing is I'm transferring energy into my arms in the transition, not the club head. That's what we call linear momentum, okay? So we go to the top of your backswing, we're going to get the arms swinging a little faster. We go to the top, arms are dropping. There we go. No energy in the club head just yet, okay? Arms are dropping, gliding into my lead side. You'll recognize this position, what we call P6, okay? That's your delivery position. Guess what? If you can get to here with your back still facing the target, your chest facing away from you, you're halfway there. I don't see bad golfers, slicers in this position. They're here, okay? They are certainly not here. It's a very different look, isn't it? Can you see that? Now we're going to start to articulate the wrist, guys. All we're going to do here is keep the body quiet, and then we're going to start to get that golf club from here. The butt end of the club is going to start to move towards me. That's where the magic kind of happens, and it happens kind of quickly, okay? So all I'm doing is I'm taking the back of my lead wrist, turning my knuckles into the bag, and there's my impact position. So we've got the arms swinging freely, and we've got the wrists articulating as the body stabilizes. What I don't want is a transition spin because there's no stability in your body. You can't transfer energy out here unless you have some stability down in here. That doesn't mean we go to the top and freeze like a popsicle with the body. Obviously, the body has its part, and that's really what we're discussing today. So it looks very, very much like this. We go to the top, back to the target, and there's impact. Let's go ahead and hit a golf ball. Walk around the circle to the right, flare the right toe, align where I want the ball to start. Back to the target, arms are dropping. Going to hit a little 8-iron here. Let's see if we can't create a little bit of club head speed for you guys. All right, well, there's my draw. No slice there, okay? So all I'm thinking about there is exactly what we just talked about. All I'm thinking about is keeping my back to the target, making sure I get it there in the first place. And as I strike the golf ball, guys, when I hit this bag, the feeling that I have is that when I hit the bag, my upper body is actually facing the bag. What I don't want to do is get my shoulders too open at the point of collision. If my shoulders are wide open, unfortunately, my arms are following my shoulders. That means I'm swinging way out to the left. I know I'm going to get comments from people. They're going to take this out to the golf course this weekend. They're going to say, Andrew, I can't believe how well I hit the golf ball with no effort whatsoever. It's because you're starting to transfer energy down here into your arms in the transition. That's really where the speed is coming from. The body, of course, plays a part, but it needs to move the correct way, okay? A lot of you are using your body to create spin. You're tying your arms in here and trying to spin your body to more speed. So there's a lot of effort involved in that, but unfortunately, there's not a lot of speed. So I hope that makes sense. Start with your pivot drill. Make sure you get your back to the target. Keep your back to the target as you glide into your lead side. Then introduce your arm swing. Do the same thing, guys. Arms dropping back into the target. Start to feel like at impact you're facing forward. If you're facing a wall, guys, don't move away from the wall. Okay, glide and face the wall. It's amazing how well you hit it. And the feeling I have through impact here, I really feel like my arms of very much employing my body. I don't feel like I'm dragging the club through here with my hips and my shoulders. I feel like in many respects, I'm allowing the golf club to swing freely. And that's what's pulling my body through the golf shot. And again, it's a feel as opposed to a reel. I understand, obviously, the kinetic chain, and we understand it's lower body, upper body, arms, hands, clubs. But the trick here is to give you the correct feels in order to change that sequence, which most of you are really struggling with. So I hope that helps. Keep it simple, guys. Really, really simple stuff here. Work hard, hit a few balls, go through the steps, pivot first, add the arms. Once you've added the arms, go ahead and hit some golf balls. I'm really convinced if you do that, you're going to start to hit some shots from right to left. There's nothing worse than slicing. So have fun out there, okay? We'll talk to you next time.